Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Whimsy, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Whimsy's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give her while we are working with her, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go to the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Whimsy's been fitted with her own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. Whimsy is seated nicely on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first command they're going to demonstrate is heeling, which is proper walking on a leash, and Fred and Whimsy take off doing that now. The command you want to use for this is Whimsy heel, and then you just start walking and she'll fall right in line on your left-hand side. Now we've also gone ahead and incorporated our automatic sit, as you see right there. Anytime Fred stops his feet, Whimsy will sit. There's that automatic sit. Now it's important when you're heeling Whimsy that she walks nicely at your pace on your left-hand side without trying to pull a head or leg behind. If she does attempt to pull a head or leg behind, you say no, give a tug and let go correction, repeat your command to heel, and start walking again. Next we'll be demonstrating our stay command, which is a hand and voice command. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm an inch or so from Whimsy's muzzle and the one-word command to stay. He then walks out to the end of the training leash. It's a great exercise to build up self-control in Whimsy. You want to start practicing this one at about a minute and work your way up in increments to about 3 minutes. And then when Fred returns back to her, he's going to walk all the way around her, providing an added distraction as he goes behind her, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. She holds her sit-stay throughout, he gives her some praise, and heels her right out of it. I'll show you a little more of the heel, the sit, and the stay. There's that automatic sit.
Stay.
He gives her a stay, back out to the end of the training leash. And this time, instead of returning back, he'll demonstrate the come or recall command. He calls her in using her name. She comes and sits right in front of him. And then we have an exercise called the finish. He's going to heel her right around the back of him and right back to that left-hand side heel position, and she'll sit.
Stay.
He gives her a stay. He's going to demonstrate it again. Back out to the end of the leash. The recall command, he calls her in, and she comes, she sits in front, and then the finish, he heels her right around the back of him, and right back to his left-hand side heel position, and she sits. Nicely done. It's a good time to remind you want to practice all your commands with Whimsy about 15 to 20 minutes a day. You can practice inside or outside your home and incorporate the commands into your daily routine with her. Next we're going to show you our down commands. The first will be down from a heel position. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm straight down to the ground and the one-word firm command to down. He then gives her a stay, walks out to the end of the training leash. This is another great exercise to build up that self-control in Whimsy. Start practicing this one at 3 minutes and work your way up in increments to about 5. Now as he returns back to her, he's going to walk all the way around her as he did on the sit stay, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. She holds her down stay throughout. He heels her right out of it. I'll show you that down command one more time when they come back around. You see she's doing very well, but if for any reason she doesn't respond to your command, it's important to follow through. So you say no first, followed by a tug and let go correction, and then you repeat your command. You see you gave her another down and a stay, and back out to the end of the training leash. And this time, instead of returning back, he'll demonstrate that recall command right out of the down. Calls her in, she comes and sits in front, and then the finish, he heels her right around the back of him to get her right back to his left-hand side heel position, and she sits. Nicely done. Give them a second to get lined up for our down from a distance command.
Stay.
This will be the down from a distance. He has her in a sit. He gives her a stay. Out to the end of the training leash. This will be the only time you use your right hand to give the command. And Fred will drop her into a down from the end of the training leash. He'll then return back to her once again by walking all the way around and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Very nicely done. Those are our basic commands that we've worked on with Whimsy here at school. We're going to show you a little bit of what we've been doing extra with her as we started to work with some off-leash commands. You see Fred puts her in a sit, gives her a stay, drops the leash completely, and starts walking around her. Now this is something just to show you, we don't want you to do this the first day she goes home, but you can definitely build up to off-leash with her. As long as you put in that 15 to 20 minutes a day with her and her commands. And you see Fred is all the way on the other side and he still gives her a down way from a distance off leash, and she goes right down for him. She's a very smart dog, so you can definitely build this up with her as well, as we have. Alright, we've demonstrated for you our basic obedience commands we've worked on with Whimsy here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Whimsy, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.